New Jersey is finally giving first-time home buyers real opportunity, more choices of property, is lightening competition, and actually a town you can get into. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 towns we can still get into under $600 for a property that still have a really good commute. You're still gonna have a real community, and there's a lot of upside in the future growth. And stick around for the whole video because between every single town, I'm gonna give you first-time home buyer tips that are gonna save you time, money, and a lot of stress. And let's jump right into it. And guys, the last town is one of my favorite ones. Do not miss it. Before I start the video, guys, below I'm going to give you a few links. It's going to be a free relocation guide for people moving from New York City and the best 5 towns that you should be considering if you are moving to New Jersey. I'm also going to have a link to my website that has all the good resources for all buyers, sellers, anything related to real estate. All the resources are down there. Make sure to reach out. I'm a realtor here in New Jersey. If you have any questions, any concerns, give them a call. Info's going to be below. Let's get right into the video. And let's start at number 5 is going to be Belleville, New Jersey, located in Essex County. It's really close to the city, so a lot of people are moving in there. Average property there is going to be for $516 for one family. Medium sale price a little bit higher is $552. Average days on market is going to be 62 days. You're seeing staying a little bit longer than a lot of locations where we work a lot in Union County. And you can find there possibly condos with 1 to 2 bedrooms between $200,000 and $300,000. There's going to be a bit of HOA fees as well, but you know they're a little bit higher of North Jersey, around $500 a month. And then when it comes to like the one-family homes, you're going to find them between the $600,000 to $700,000, depending how renovated and how many bedrooms you're looking for. And then you can also find a lot of 2 families opportunities in Belleville, which is great for the investors out there or people that want to move into a 2-family, live in, rent it out in the future, maybe have an income coming in. And that's going to be a little bit in the higher range. You can find them between $800,000 and more. Median price there is around $772. And then the average taxes is going to be around $11,000, which is, you know, in New Jersey is very high. So that's going to be kind of the price range over there in up North Jersey. I know a lot of people are looking for rental opportunities, and you are going to find in there. It's going to be around $2,300 a month for an average, you know, 2-family home rental apartment. So it's not terrible. And then when it comes to the commute, you're still going to have a lot of commute accessibility to the city, like I mentioned earlier. But in those areas, in that Belleville area, it's going to be a lot more like the bus commute. It's not a lot of trains that go to the city. But for example, you take the train to Midtown Manhattan, you get there within 45 to 50 minutes, you know, depending on the traffic. And then we work with a lot of people. So kind of what you should be looking for, you're looking to go into Belleville, you're probably going to find a lot of colonial homes, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a lot of these cases. You're also going to find, like I mentioned, a lot of 2 families. But, you know, what I suggest for a lot of people, you kind of do like a home hacking. You can go into a 2-family home. You can rent 1 unit out, live in the other, also a lot with the mortgage payments. And what few things that I always recommend for buyers to definitely do is budget. You know, a lot of these properties around here are a little bit older. So you definitely need to like consider the possibility of something might be breaking in the future. So have some money left over for that. Also, Belleville, certain areas have flood areas. So also consider where you're buying, because, you know, you don't want to have a situation that you didn't even know it was a flood area and you're buying into it, and then God forbid something happened and your whole basement is flooded now. And when it comes to buying in what areas, anywhere near the transportation is going to be kind of the more desirable areas. A lot of up and coming prices going there. There's a lot of commuters need those areas. And if you're not looking to maybe spend too much money on the upkeeping, definitely consider condos, townhouses. It's definitely great. They're a lot newer most times, and you're not going to have to, in most cases, not to have to cut the grass or take care of the snow or even the garbage. That's definitely beneficial. And then for investors out there, 2 families, get a lot of rental income over there. So it's definitely good for the investors as well. And about the lifestyle, you know, you're going to find parks there in Belleville as well. They have a golf course in Belleville. You're also going to be very near the Jersey City, Hoboken, maybe 20-minute drive away. So that's definitely great when it comes to when it comes to future growth. You are going to need a car. You know, it's not very walkable like Jersey City, but, you know, you're going to get the more affordability instead of Jersey City and still be very near the city and New York City, and actually have the ability to grow actually some equity in your property down the line. And then for the buyer tips, number 1 is to make sure you don't overestimate what you can actually pay for. A lot of people get pre-approved and want to push those numbers, but just remember, it's not just the mortgage. You have to take into consideration the taxes. You have to take into consideration the insurance. You're buying a condo, the HOA fee. So make sure you know your numbers. Also compare different mortgages. There's a lot of different options out there. So depending on the situation is the way you should be kind of looking into. And then also get a full underwriting. What that means is that you're going to go a step above a pre-approval. The lender's actually going to look at all your numbers and what you can actually afford depending on your debt. So if it does come down the line, you're actually going to buy a property, you're not going to have any surprises when it comes to the purchase price and how much you're going to be paying a month. And then also take account into the closing costs. Closing costs anywhere between 2 to 4% depending on your mortgage and then depending on the loan you're getting. And that's something that a lot of people come down the line and they don't even realize that, wow, I have to pay an extra 15 to 20,000 just to close a house. Yes. So those are a few tips. I'm going to give you a lot better ones down the list. So make sure you stick around. Now going to number 4 on the list, going down to Middlesex County, you have South Amboy. South Amboy is really close to Union County. So you're still going to have a lot of the commuter options, but average property value going there is 527. Medium sell price, you're at 550. Average days on market, 26, a little bit faster market here. It's not a lot of options either. And then you have, when it comes to condos, you're looking at around 200,000, 300,000, depending if you're on the waterfront or not. You also have townhouses in the high 500,000s. And then when it comes to single family homes, you're also going to be around the 500,000s. Commute time, there is no direct access to the city when it comes to buses, trains. So it's going to be a little bit longer. It's going to be an hour and some change. But you do have the ferry option that I think is opened already. And that's going to get you into Midtown extremely fast, maybe 20, 30 minutes. But it's going to be a little bit more expensive. Property values, they're looking around 8,800 a year average. And then for the renters out there, average rent is $2,850. There's a lot of waterfront properties there, but you're not going to have to pay the waterfront prices, which is great. 1 bedroom, you're looking around $1,825. 2 bedrooms, $2,500. And then 3 bedrooms, around $3,350. Okay, so what you're going to buy there, you're going to get a lot of small colonial homes. You're going to get maybe a new constructions as well. In the waterfront, like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of condos that are for sale as well and for rent, which is great. You can have the nice views and have to pay the Jersey City prices. But what to watch out for and make sure you do your research is the flood. Since we are in the waterfront there, a lot of areas do flood. And, especially in the last big storm that came in Ida, a lot of people got hit in those areas, so make sure you check that out. Let me give you an example how much the monthly payments are going to look for. Like a condo at $325, you do a 3.5% down at a rate of 6.58. You're going to be looking around $2,034 just the principal. Okay, since you have an FHA loan, you also have to do a mortgage insurance around $144, give or take. And then you also have to add the property taxes, even though the condo, you still have to pay the taxes. It's going to be $165, and then HOAs, it's a little bit lower than up north at $325, and the monthly insurance for the property at $440. So your principal plus everything included is around $2,710. That's going to be kind of the rough estimate if you're buying a condo, which is great because you're getting a lower price in a single family, but a lot of other factors that come into play, you have to pay a month. And the best perks about living in South Amboy is that you're going to have the waterfront park. A lot of events go on there. They have a lot of seasonal festivals. They have a seafood festival as well. You have also the luxury of having that ferry that's going to take you to Manhattan, which, a lot of places do not have that at all. And then you have a lot of like the YMCA, you have a lot of those community things, but it's not like a super big location. It's not going to be like the downtown of Jersey City. It's not going to be a downtown, even a smaller location like Westfield. But, you're going to get the affordability factor. And if the commute is not 100%, that's going to make or break a deal. You're going to still get the accessibility to the city, have waterfront views. If you're looking for something like that, it's definitely a great option for you guys. Now for the round 2 of buyer tips is make sure you ask the lender if there's any state assistance programs, just any help for the down payment, anything like that. Different locations, different towns have different assistance that a lot of people don't know about, but if you ask, you might get an opportunity to get something better. Also, don't go based on the Zillow yearly tax. Okay, usually that's wrong, sometimes it's right, But make sure you ask your realtor, you do the monthly payments yourself by dividing the past 12 months, because you don't want to get to the closing table and then out of nowhere you're paying extra $300-400 a month. You didn't even realize how high the taxes were for that property. And also, when you have an HOA, make sure to look at the budget sheet. Make sure they're not negative. See what they're going to cover, because a lot of time is maintenance, but sometimes they include the water, the gas, other benefits that you should definitely check into if you don't know about it. And then, like I've been mentioning, make sure you check out the FEMA map. Make sure that there's not in a flood area, because you do not want to be in that situation. Believe me, I had a lot of clients that lost a lot of money because of that. Now, town number 3, still Middlesex County, going to be in Woodbridge Township. It's been super hot because it's still very close to the city, right next to Union County. It has a lot of different neighborhoods. Average medium price here is at $529, medium sell price at $520, so a little reduction there. Days on market at 57 days. Average tax there is going to be $9,242. You're also going to find, like the other ones, condos there, 1 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, between a $200,000 to a $300,000, depending on the bedroom size. 1 families with 3 bedrooms, you can still get them for under $600, like I mentioned, at $531. 4 bedrooms are going to be more in that $600 range at $595. And you can find 2 families still, smaller, nothing like maybe you can find up north in Belleville and those areas, but you're going to find them between the $650, and then you want them a little bit bigger, more renovated, at $850. And then when it comes to rental there, you can find a good 2-3 bedroom rental at around $2,400, so it's not bad at all. Commute time, you're going to be in the city by train if you want to, because you have the Metro Park there, and Inslee, which is another kind of sub-town of Woodbridge, within 50 minutes. And you're going to take the New York City Penn from there. And the reason people have been moving here is because Woodbridge is composed of many different towns. You have Inslee, Avenel, Colonia, a few other ones. And it's been great because you're right next to Union County, which now has been very expensive, but you're still going to get a good value going into Woodbridge, and the community is great. When it comes to the perks, you have the 1 and 9 that goes through Woodbridge. You're going to find all the big retail names. You have Best Buy. You have a lot of restaurants there as well. And that 1 and 9 connects you to many different towns and many different counties, actually, which is absolutely great. Still in a flood area, you still have older houses, so make sure you're going to budget correctly. But like I mentioned earlier, you have to pick the town. Depending on the town of Woodbridge, it's going to be Inslee, Colonia. It's going to be also the school ratings as well. So depending on which location you're going to be in, make sure you figure that out. Make sure you don't buy into the wrong Woodbridge, and down the line you realize you made the wrong decision. And you're also going to find a lot of big gyms in that 1 and 9. There's a lot of farm markets as well. You have a lot of community events as well. Different towns, like I mentioned earlier, have their own little special itinerary for the year. So make sure you check that out. And there's also a lot of parks, bigger trails, a lot of options that you're going to definitely find there. And people have been loving it, believe me. If you are looking to kind of learn more what Woodbridge, what the past few towns we talked about, or anything related to real estate, like I mentioned, I'm a realtor here, I'm a village trade. I'm going to leave my information below. Make sure you give us a call, because we have a lot of people interested in these locations, but they're kind of moving fast, especially now that a lot of more options are coming up in the market. So make sure to give us a call. Info's going to be below. Whatever you need, I'm here to help. Now for round 3 of tips, make sure you have a good home inspector. Like I mentioned multiple times, a lot of these properties are a little bit older. So you want to make sure you're going to test the foundation. You're going to test the HVAC system, central air. You're going to test any mold, any leaks. You don't want to get into a property and then a few months go down the line, you got to change your roof, you got to do a whole new renovation, and with that, even knowing that was going to happen. And make sure you verify there's any permits. Order an OPRA request from the city. Make sure to see if any permits open and closed, see what work was done, what year, and so you can kind of have an idea of what's going to happen throughout the years when you're living this property. Confirm that when you move in there and you go on Google Maps, you see, it's an hour commute, but make sure you do that commute yourself. With traffic, it could be a lot more. You got to take consideration the snow. It brings down a lot of the commuters. And Woodbridge already going a little more south, so don't go based on Google Maps. Make sure you go based on your actual experience, and don't get burnt thinking that you're gonna get a short commute and then it's over an hour away. Now to location number 2, you're going to be in a city now. It's going to be Linden, New Jersey, located in Union County, a little bit more north from Woodbridge, so closer to the city. Average medium list price is 527. Medium sold price of 550, 520, just a little bit of a decrease. Here you're going to find a lot of different ranges of properties. When it comes to condos, it's going to be a little bit higher. It's going to be 300 or 400, depending. It's going to be a 1-2 bedrooms, and if you're going to be close to the train station, which it has a great train station there. Also, when it comes to one family homes, it's going to be around the 400 to 550 range. So that's going to be kind of the range depending, like I said, the size, the renovation, etc. And you're also going to find a bunch of 2-family homes, which is great. Out of the ones we spoke about, this one's going to be the one you're going to find the more option of 2-family homes, ranging from all kinds of range. It could be as low as 600, as high as maybe $1 million, depending if it's a new construction or not. And then average taxes here, you're looking around $9,300 a year. So we're going to be expecting for a property here. You have a lot of colonials, a lot of Cape Cods as well. Usually 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. There's been a lot of investment going into Linden, so you're gonna find a lot of condos everywhere as well. And that's been kind of the blow up, because Linden has a good line that's gonna go into the city. It's got a good train line that takes you within 30 to 40 minutes sometimes, even less depending on the day. And that's amazing, okay? And then when it comes to the rentals, you're getting a lot of rental opportunities near the train station. It's a lot of luxury rentals as well, but for an average rent is going to be $2,400. But you can easily find these rentals at $3-4 grand even. They're building something called a condo called the One West right off the downtown there of Linden on Wood Ave. And that's going to be a 334 unit condo, luxury. You're going to have all the great amenities, pool, everything you can think of. And you're literally like right next to the train station, which is going to be great for the New Yorkers coming to here. And like I mentioned, you have a downtown area there. They have a lot of local restaurants, local mom and pop shops, right walking distance. And you have the 1 in 9, which also connects to the one in Woodbridge. And you're going to have the Walmart, you're going to have the Best Buy, Home Depot. You have a little airport there as well. So you're going to get everything you can think of within that area. If you are someone that's more like a walkable person, you could find that in the downtown, but Linden overall is going to be more of that drivability. You definitely need a car if you're looking to get around. You're also going to have different neighborhoods in Linden. Depending on the neighborhood, it's going to be the field. There are a lot of bad understanding, and people think that Linden is very industrial because it does have the factories there. But there are parts that are completely away from it. You can't even see it in most cases. So don't think that if you have a bad understanding of Linden, make sure you do your research, because it's not bad and it's been coming up a lot in the past few years. And so good taxes for you guys. If you are buying Linden, buy near the train station, buy near the downtown area. That's kind of where it's the more future growth is going to be seen in a lot of these locations. And we've been seeing it, from before 2020 to now. A lot of value has been grown in those areas. And it's not just like, Linden's been pushing a lot of having like a bigger retail, but you're also gonna have a nice community. I've been seeing a lot of times that the town has been having community events in those areas. You have a really big park, not big park, you have a good park there right after 1 and 9. And Linden itself is going to be the commuters. Okay, the school districts based on niche.com are not the best, but if you're a commuter looking for something that is going to be super close to the city, there's still a lot of up growth in the town, and you're going to have a lot, kind of everything nearby, definitely check out Linden. Now for the next round of tips, definitely walk the neighborhood. Don't just go based on maybe what you've seen on Google, what you just maybe see the house one time and you just think is great. Walk the neighborhood day and night, see what's going on there, see how it feels, see the other areas around there, because that's something a lot of people don't even realize, that once they move in there, they don't like the area and then start regretting what they bought. Also, check the comps. Don't go based on what you see on Zillow or what the sell prices. Check what's sold in the past 60 to 90 days is the rule of thumb. We're going into a little the rule of thumb, and that's going to give you a good value of what the property is actually worth not what they're actually trying to sell it for. Also, nowadays, make sure you put your good conditions in your offer. The property looks good, make sure maybe you want to consider doing a limited home inspection, but we just see the big items, the HVAC, the roof, the foundation, because if you're competing with many offers, you want yours to stand out and want the seller to pick your offer. And then now, buyers have a little bit of more leverage, and you can use a lot of seller's credits that the seller could give back to you to pay down your rate, pay down your closing costs. And all these things come into play, especially when you're presenting an offer and want to be number one. And the number one in this list is going to be Rahway, New Jersey, where we are right now in Union County. Rahway has been completely changing its whole town, its whole investment in the past few years. You can find one family homes here going around the medium list price of $515, but the medium sell price is a $525, so a little bit over. You're gonna find condos here around 300 to 400,000, like in Linden, and a lot of the ones that are more expensive, they're gonna be closer to the train station. You're also gonna find single family homes between the 500 and 600, depending on the renovation. You're finding a lot of larger properties here, which is great compared to other areas. And then the average tax is around $10,000. You're also going to find a few two-family homes here and there, but it's not really that common. But when they do come out, it's a great opportunity, especially in a town that's been growing up so much in value the past few years. Commute, the train would take you into the Penn Station, New York, within 45 minutes. You can also drive there. It's around the same time, so a lot of people just rather take the train. And it has a really good downtown area right off the train station. So if you live in one of those condos, you might not even need to walk or drive around too much. You have a lot of the mom and pop shops. You have a few farmers markets there. There's a lot of events that go on in that downtown, which is amazing. The town has been really, really good with those things. Rent wise, average rent there is around $2,500 for 2 bedrooms, and have a lot of luxury buildings as well, especially in that downtown area that can range over $3,000. So it really depends on what you're looking for. And one of those condos that is in downtown area is called the Mint, recently built. So you're seeing that kind of construction happening there. Also a new Meridia brownstone condos that are kind of a little bit further away from the downtown, but you're seeing that this location, like Linden, has been having a lot of condos, especially for the commuters, especially because that's a train station. There's a great, because you're already seeing a lot of future growth possibilities. But one of the major things you should definitely be considering is, a lot of flood area in Rahway. Just like I'll say, the Amboy, the Rahway River goes straight through there. So, that's a little bit of a risk. But I feel all the perks that it has, the downtown, amazing coffee shops, new restaurants coming up. There's a dispensary also that's opened up there on the 1 and 9. You can be connected within the city in minutes, within other locations in minutes. Linden has all the bigger retail names there, like Walmart, like I mentioned before, that in Rahway you can get there within 15 minutes as well. There's also the Rahway Park there is on St. George, and St. George itself is also kind of a major road that you're going to be getting a lot of the things that you need when it comes to shopping centers, plazas. You can find that all there. And is my favorite. We live in Rahway, so maybe I'm a little biased, but it's still a location that has a lot of future growth and a lot of people are moving into. And for the last round of buyer tips, make sure you have 3 to 6 months reserve in the bank, just in case God forbid something happened with your job, and then you can't pay the mortgage. That mortgage has to be paid every single month, unless there's going to be a lot of further issues that come in. If you're house hacking, make sure you see the rents that are actually valid. Don't go based on maybe what someone told you. Actually do your research and make sure that's the actual rent for that location. And also make sure you're getting make sure before you sign the last paperwork to buy the house, make sure you look at all those numbers again. Make sure it's a rate lock of a certain amount of time. Make sure if the loan was supposed to be X, make sure it's that and it's not Y. And also at the last of the closing table, you're gonna get something called a title binder. Make sure you check all that out. Make sure there's no past liens, so there's no problems, any claims with the insurance. You can check that all out. And literally, don't get yourself into something that you were not expecting. At least if you follow all these due diligence, you do your home inspection, you do the title search, you do everything needed. At least if there are problems, you're already expecting it, and it's not going to come out of the blue. Look, guys, and these are 5 five locations that I think is absolutely great for first-time home buyers, great for people that might be looking for something under the 600 range, maybe it's something more of a condo, still having all the perks when it comes to being near the city and actually being able to grow from there and maybe future move somewhere else. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If there's any other locations that you want me to talk about down the line, definitely put it down there. Again, guys, I have my resources in the description. Free, guys. They're literally free. You cannot go wrong with getting something for free. My website has all the resources for first-time home buyers and even sellers. So make sure you check that out. I'm going to link a video up here of the 5 most affordable towns in New Jersey. If you're a commuter, go check it out.